Hi friends, I am back in the kitchen and I am about to make my first Pinterest recipe for y'all. Healthy, vegan dessert recipe. It's called chocolate chip almond chickpea blondies and it is from nestandglow.com. So shout out to whoever runs nestandglow.com for putting pictures of your healthy vegan desserts on Pinterest for us to give a try. So far this recipe looks pretty darn easy. I've got the oven preheating 350. I've got everything thrown in here, my food processor. Everything except the chocolate chips and a little bit of water to get the right consistency. So we've got oat flour, chickpeas, almonds, dates. I used agave for sweetener, just because I happen to have a lot of it on hand. I have maple syrup too, but I used agave. I did do pretty close to 4 tablespoons. The recipe says 2 to 4. I like things sweet. I am a sugar addict. I have a sweet tooth thanks to my dad. So we went close to 4 tablespoons of the agave, a little bit of baking powder, vanilla, salt. I think that's everything. So I'm gonna give this a blend. And I'm gonna add bits of water to get a nice dough consistency. Mix in my chocolate chips, press it into my pan, and then I will be back to show you what that looks like before it goes in the oven. And then Simon and I will give you a review of what we think for this healthy vegan dessert this week. All right, I'm off to blend, y'all. All right, friends, I have everything blended in the pan. Looks delicious. Licked a little bit of dough off my fingers. It was quite delicious. I ended up adding close to half of a cup of water to get everything blending and doughy like in my food processor, just to let you know. I can see where you could probably get away with less. She says add a few tablespoons. But I tend to like my desserts moist and chewy and doughy, like raw like. These are Blondies. Honestly, I like my desserts more on the raw side than anything, so I went with more moisture. So I had close about half a cup of water that I added while I was blending it in the food processor. I used these Enjoy Life mini chips. Vegan, definitely vegan, free from any allergy kind of things. It just happens to be the type of vegan chocolate chips I had in the house right now. So we got a bunch of those mini chips in there. Oh, and I meant to mention that I did use the optional coconut oil. We're not a completely oil-free. There's only 2 tablespoons of coconut oil in the whole recipe. So I did put that in the batter. So I am gonna pop these beauties in the oven and go take my pup for a walk, and I will report back with Simon with a taste test of what we think of these healthy chickpea blondies. All right, talk to you soon. Another disclaimer for y'all. I'm an awful recipe follower. I use recipes as a rough guideline. Drives my husband crazy sometimes. So just wanted to tell you what other modifications that I have made to this recipe. I did not use a square baking pan. I used an 11 by 7, kind of a small rectangle pan. Just a FYI on that. And it also says something about, pan lined with grease-proof paper or parchment paper. Yeah, I think you saw from the picture, I don't do that. I never do that for brownies, cakes, anything. Even when I'm making a completely oil-free recipe, I just chuck it in the pan, and every time that I use a glass pan, it works fine. I use this little, let me get it for you. I use this little Pampered Chef spatula, and I use a nice sharp knife to cut things coming out of my glass pans, and I have never had a problem. So I just don't mess around with that whole trying to put parchment down or crumble up your parchment or trying to, grease pans, flour pans, whatever. I just chuck it right in the glass pan always pops out for me. So I wanted to share those disclaimers for y'all to how I prepared this recipe. And that part about leaving out some chocolate chips and putting them in on the top after you're done baking, no, didn't do that either. Chucked all my chocolate chips into the batter. Of course, time saving. Blondies are done. I cooked mine for 25 minutes because I like things more moist and chewy. Here's what they look like. Not that much different than before they went in the oven. Very moist, I can already tell when I cut through. And I cut this into 12, so trying to make our sugar in our desserts be a smaller portion of our diet. I'm such a sugar addict, so really trying to cut down. But finished Blondies look fabulous. I have dished up one for me, one for Simon, and I'm gonna go take these on the couch and enjoy with Simon while we're watching some hockey NHL playoffs. I'm not originally from Memphis. I'm a Michigan girl, so I'm very much a hockey fan. Played hockey for 20 years of my life, and we're watching some Maple Leafs and Boston game tonight. I'm gonna have to cheer for the Maple Leafs because I'm a Michigan girl, and that's near where I'm from. So, all right, let's give these a taste test. Oh yes. Super moist. Yummy. That is a moist, delicious dessert bar. Oh, nice chocolate chips. Yes. Absolute thumbs up to this recipe. I hope you enjoyed watching me make these from Pinterest. The link to the recipe is down below. Let me know if you make these and what you think of the recipe, and I will see y'all soon. Love you guys.